Hey everybody, it's Angelica, Cheyenne, aka the Chocolate Diva. I'm here with
Yeah.
and this is the Chocolate Diva Talk Show. Stay tuned. Happy Friday, everybody. You are tuned into the Chocolate Diva Talk Show with me, Angelica Cheyenne, aka the Chocolate Diva. It is another week, another show, and as always, I'm bringing you the most hottest underground MCs, artists out there, and today's no different. I'm here with the official Yancy Yan, straight out of the East Coast. What's poppin'?
Yo, what's good?
Okay, I know y'all probably hear that East Coast John, his voice. He is coming straight out of Brooklyn, Hell's Kitchen.
Hell's Kitchen, New York. Shout out HK. Shout out everybody doing their stuff. Marlon Craft, Real Joe Black. I see y'all.
I like that. I also like the grill going on.
Oh, thank you.
The grill looks fly. It's matching the watch and everything.
Thank you.
Now, I did meet Yan about maybe a month ago.
Yeah, like a month.
Yeah, at his release party for his mixtape Building Castles in the Sky. Israel Oro, shout out Israel, had a release party for him. It was totally dope. He was chill. When I met him, he had the do-rag on and everything. He was just real relaxed like he is now. So I'm happy you came through.
Of course, definitely. It's great to have me out here. Yeah, shout out Israel Oros. I had him and a few other artists around the country come out for that and perform. My boy, shout out Anthony Ortiz, Yokes. Had a few of my boys come out, so shout out them.
Yeah, it was definitely a dope event, and I can't wait to see more events like that in the future for you. Now, like every Friday, I like to have something kind of quirky about my guests come out. So I actually want to play Friday Fun Fact Flashback, where you give everybody some inside tea on you and maybe something a lot of people don't know, something kind of weird and unusual or just different.
Okay, I'm done.
Okay. So give me just something about you that is different, like nobody would know, not even your closest people.
My favorite music genre is jazz.
Really?
Yeah.
Do tell.
I love jazz because jazz is like the genre that has people competing for the spotlight. It has like, you have like a whole ensemble of performers performing together. You got the pianist leading the song. Mm-hmm. The trumpet is like sneaking out behind them, ready to take its sort of like a snake. It's like each instrument, it's its own song itself.
Right.
So it all comes together. And jazz sounds the best influence mixed with hip hop. Don't mix nothing else with hip hop. It's jazz and hip hop. That's a fire mix. That's it.
I respect that totally. So what's your favorite jazz song, or who's your favorite jazz musician?
I definitely love modern jazz, so I'm going to go with Wynton Marsalis, Lincoln Center. It gives a whole different vibe. I heard this album is called Live in Cuba, Lincoln Center. And it's just a whole concert they're doing in Cuba, but they got like all these different feels. They got this Latin feel going on. They got this jazz feel, this little hip-hop influence going on. It's fire.
I totally agree with you there, and it's funny because some of your songs has like a jazz influence.
Yeah,
and like
definitely.
the production, you can tell it's very jazzy, Latin jazz influence. So it's funny you said that. You know, ladies, he's all smooth. He's like, yeah, I like jazz. Putting people on a different album. Now, you are hailing straight from New York, where hip-hop was born. It is a city with so much legacy in all 5 boroughs, from Queens to Brooklyn, Bronx, everywhere. Okay, you had Fat Joe with Terror Squad, Jay-Z, Nas, Eric B, Rakim, Big Pun, and that's just only scratching the surface. There's also a new wave popping up. You know, you got Jay Critch, Pro Era, shout out Joey Badass, Flatbush Zombies, A Boogie with the Hoodie. How did growing up with all of that culture around you spark your start in hip hop?
Well, to be honest, growing up as a kid, I always loved to act. I was an actor. I'm still an actor. I do a lot of film, and I'm getting more deep into that. But around the time when I reached high school, this crazy stories. Around the time when I reached high school, I met this group of rappers in my high school. It was a few of them had groups. Like one of the groups, my boy Brian, shout out Oso, Loaf Music. They're underground group in Brooklyn on the come up right now. Lyrical Genocide was another group going on. Shout out B, shout out Barada. There's 2 members in 070, the 070 group, and shout out my boy William Asher. Like right now he's out traveling with my boy 6ix9ine, and like so Trife Drew, everybody, they all influenced me in a type of way to get into music. And I was freestyling for like 5, 6 years before I even recorded a song. So like I always knew I wanted to make music. I just didn't know what type of music I wanted to make.
Okay.
Until last year I realized I'm going to just make music for myself. If I enjoy this music, I know the people who enjoy it as well would just vibe with me because it's what I like. So
I do see that, and I sense that. I mean, especially coming out of an area where it's just turning out the dopest MCs like yearly, and it seems like monthly. I can see how that would spark your interest, especially when you can do it. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna get on this too. Now, for you, you said you started to freestyle first.
yeah.
Now, were you battle rapping? Because I know that sometimes people get their start in battle rap. You know, Biggie was a battle rapper before he started dropping rhymes, you know?
Yeah, battle rap is definitely huge, especially in the East Coast, especially Jersey, New York, PA. Like, you got the whole URL battles, and, like, there's different tiers to it. Me and my guys, we started freestyling, like, when I was 15, and after that is like we started writing rhymes over beats and everything, and at times we just started battle rapping, and we used to do videos. We used to film videos of us battle rapping, cutting each other's ass, like PG.
Please.
But like it was lit because it was always a vibe. It was like if you know you could come, if you know I could come at you hard body and you ain't gonna catch offense to it, I know I can work with you because we're not gonna let like any petty little things come between our business.
Yeah.
So we took all that energy and then we took into making songs. We started recording in Lounge Studios, which is the home for Atlantic Records in New York. We dropped a few songs. I dropped my second song ever, Mozzie featuring T Wayne last year, and I went broke. I went broke to make that song happen. Like studio time is expensive,
Right.
So I literally spent all the money I had just to get the recording and the mix of that song. And in like May, which is like 5 months later, it went gold in Brazil. So that's where I knew I had people really liking my sound. I had people really like digging my flow, especially getting all these DMs and everything. It's like I love all the support. I love all my supporters. So I'm trying to bring that into like an international level. So everybody gets a different sound. I got a reggae song out. I got a Spanish song coming. New York East Coast flow. So that's what influenced me. Yeah.
Do you think being from New York, where it's like a melting pot, much like on the West Coast, gives you all of that versatility?
Definitely. I was born in Washington Heights, so that's definitely a very Latin feel. It's a whole lot of Dominicans. I'm Dominican, and it gives you that bachata, merengue, reggaeton, like all of that. But yet at the same time you hear that on one block, you go to the next block when you're a kid, then you hear like Biggie, you hear Tupac, you hear young Kanye West, you hear Hove. Hove was the king back in the day. Then you hear 50 when he became the king. Like you experience all of this. And you experience all the underground, Joey Badass, Capital Steez, like
R.I.P.
Facts, R.I.P. Like you hear all these underground sounds, and you're just like, there's always two different styles of New York. It's like in America you got East and West. In New York you got new and old, and old ain't ever gonna die. So
I respect that, and I do like how you pay homage to the greats and the pioneers because they laid the foundation for everybody today. Facts. You know, and also when you said that you used to battle rap and used to write lyrics and stuff like that, did you feel like that strengthened you as a lyricist? Because your bars is cold, bruh. Like, I'm not even gonna lie.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I feel like you can never stop learning. Like I just straight up, most of the time when I'm inspired to write is because I'm listening. Like I ain't hearing the music, I'm listening to the music. That's why I got so much respect for all these old rappers, all the underground rappers, but also like even some of the new cats like Jay Critch, very, very underrated with his bars. Yes. It's so cold. But like you pick these up, you hear these flows, you hear these styles. It's the same old game, it's just evolving. So it's taking all these different routes.
Yeah.
So you hear this, you hear the wordplay, you hear the lyricism. If you can be original in your sound, and also practice writing, practice your 16, write every day a cappella over beats. You're just gonna keep leveling up. Your lyrics is just gonna get more fire.
And I do agree. Like, people underestimate the power of reading, how it can help your writing and your rapping.
Exactly.
You know, you hear some of the greatest rappers said they read a lot of books. You know,
Eminem.
Tupac always talked about, I read all the time. R.I.P. So I definitely agree with that. Now, you are a youngin'. You look pretty young.
Yeah, I'm 20.
You're 20. So when did you start delving into this and studying the art of it? Because you said you've been doing it for a couple years now. So who were you studying, and when did you start studying hip hop?
So all my life, my biggest influences would probably be Kanye, Eminem, and 50 when they were tag team coming at everyone in the rap game. Hove. And then it started evolving. Tupac, definitely. Kendrick. It started evolving to all these newer sounds. ASAP, Flacco.
Yes.
Now,
Shout out ASAP Mob.
Shout out ASAP. Shout out ASAP Mob, Harlem. It starts evolving. Kid Cudi, all these people, all these sounds. It goes from music being the space between nothingness and everything to literally you breathing music, not just the lyrics. The lyrics become music. They become just notes flying around. And I've studied sight singing, music theory. Just knowing how to read actual music goes a long way. It goes a long way with knowing your musicality, how many words you can fit in a bar, the way you can fit them. Like Eminem's little input on how to bend words and rhyme them.
Right.
It's the same exact thing with music. So just being able to do that.
And it's cool because Eminem, he was in an interview and he said that rappers come up to him, and I guess he was giving an analogy. He said they can't figure out what to rhyme with orange. And he says, I know 20 different ways to rhyme something with orange. And it's just really cool to see how rappers' minds work, who is really into their lyrics and writing and being just clever and metaphorical with it. It is very much an art. And like you said, you do study that art. Now, did you go to a performing arts school or a special school to learn how to read music?
In high school, I went to a performing arts high school in Times Square, and I've always loved acting. So I was more open to learning new things. So learning how to sing, I think one of the best ways to learn how to sing is to actually learn the music itself, because you learn everything from the fermatas, you learn everything from the different clefs, how counts, 4/4 counts, cut counts, 6/8 counts. All of this is, I bet, foreign to most artists nowadays. But if you're able to dissect it, you're able to get the exact sound you want. I came out with a song named Class, and the whole song in that, literally, it feels like it goes into a different song in the middle. It's just messing with the beat. It's just knowing what tempo to use change the pitches, the octaves of it, all of that. So it's definitely more of a study than most people think it is.
And how does that transform the song? Because a lot of songs you hear sometimes, I know old Kanye, he used to be good at switching the song mid-beat and changing the tempo of it. And a lot of chopped and screw music, if you listen to Texas artists like UGK and things like that, they're very big for chopping the song, slowing down, and then an Outkast switching it up midstream. Do you think that changes the whole aura and meaning behind the song when that happens?
Definitely. You listen to old music and you would hear a hook and a verse. The hook had maybe a slower feel while the verse went a little faster, but it'd be on the same beat. Nowadays, you hear in music is the hook goes to a specific vibe in the beat, and then the verse comes for 16 bars long. So it's all about if you switch the beat mid beat, it helps you switch flow. It helps you switch the course of the song. You think I'm going one way, but I'm really going this way. Just making all the different lanes just makes it way more interesting. Because you listen to a song for 10 minutes long. Shout out Jaden Smith. He did a 4-part song. It was in his album, it was 12 minutes long.
Right.
If you're listening to a 12-minute song, you're probably gonna get bored, right?
Yeah, unless it's funkadelic, and
Unless it's funkadelic,
yeah, that stuff is like
it's
20
changing.
minutes long.
Exactly. But the thing is, it changes.
Okay.
The feel of funkadelic changes like within like
Yeah.
every 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Like you don't hear the same thing constantly, and that's the thing with music is you're changing every like 8 bars, 4 bars. So yeah, if I freestyle later, I'll show you what I mean.
I'm hype. I'm hyped to it. Now you are on SoundCloud. He has thousands of hits, like all of his singles, and his EP is just thousands. Now there is a semi-negative connotation surrounding a SoundCloud rapper. It's usually associated with mumble rap, like Lil Xan, Lil Skies, Lil Uzi Vert. Now, do you consider yourself a SoundCloud rapper?
No.
No. Now,
No.
why? Now you're on SoundCloud, but
I'm
you
on
don't
SoundCloud.
consider yourself a SoundCloud rapper.
I got like, like I got over 100,000 streams on SoundCloud. Like it's definitely a blessing. It's definitely a big help. You know, it helps artists start off their career so much. I only got maybe 3 or 4 songs released on major streaming services like Apple Music, Spotify. New song this weekend called Need You dropping, by the way. So I definitely release way more music on SoundCloud. I've released like maybe 20 songs already.
Right.
I just feel like that's not the only thing I can do. I feel like, especially coming from New York, you're in New York, you feel like New York is the world because so much goes on in New York. But the minute you leave, you see how big the world is. Same with SoundCloud. The minute you leave SoundCloud, you go into other platforms like YouTube, huge. Albums on Music, huge. Tidal, huge. You go on Instagram, you go on Apple Music, Spotify, all that. It gives you more gateway into the universe. You could reach a more larger level of people and be able to connect with them. So I do not classify myself as a SoundCloud rapper. I classify myself as an artist, a recording artist.
Okay, I understand that. But more specifically, you said, SoundCloud is like a gateway. And then when you leave it, you realize how much you can really do with your music.
Definitely.
Now, would you say that is the main reason you don't consider yourself a SoundCloud rapper? Or is there other connotations that you feel like are the main reason?
I mean, you think of a SoundCloud rapper, who do you think of?
Little Uzi, Little Skies,
What do they all have in similarity?
I'm going to let you are our hip hop guru for today.
Look,
I'm going to let you explain that.
I bang with a lot of SoundCloud artists.
Right.
Great sounds. Uzi. Like, Uzi is amazing. Skies. Trippy. So many SoundCloud artists. But it ain't me, Like, it's a SoundCloud artist has a certain look, a certain sound that's all very close together. And yeah, maybe their sounds might be slightly different, but I haven't come across a SoundCloud artist, someone who started as a SoundCloud artist, rest in peace X.
Lil Peep.
X, Lil Peep.
Right.
They were able to break out of that and create different styles of music. X, I don't know Spanish, LOL. Homie created a Spanish song, 6ix9ine, Bebe, go on Latin charts. Like, that's breaking out of their worlds, their universes, and that's like, hello world, we can go platinum. We can hit the billboards. We can break all these records, even though we all somewhat sound alike.
Right.
But that's the thing is I don't fit that. I feel like I fit a different wave, which is like you got the Rockies, you got the Cuddies, you got the Tylers, you got all these people who disappear. They disappear when they don't release music, but when they release something, it debuts as like top 3 in the world.
Right.
Why? Is because people know they're working. People know they're working. They don't care about the Instagram publicity, which a lot of SoundCloud rappers do care about the clout. They don't care about the clout. When you get your mind past that, you see what everything is really for. The minute you're just creating and not worrying about anything else is success. Not the minute you got like diamonds all flashing on you. So
now, The thing about you is you still have a sense of humbleness. Do you feel like being on SoundCloud, that particular outlet, allows for you to be more artistically creative because it's still a form of underground? Because like you said, not every artist who's on SoundCloud is going to release their music on major streaming services.
Yeah, definitely. I think SoundCloud is a blessed platform because you're able to release like your music without having to worry about like any legality or like any like intense issues you need to go like deep into about. But you can also pay homage to another artist and spit over their beat, give a quick 16 over a beat like a Gucci Gang remix or like a Knock the Hustle J. Cole remix or something like that, and release that without having to hear anything. Is just like YouTube. It's like you're able to just like pay homage and like be yourself. It's like the music's Instagram basically, because you can just post whatever you want whenever you want. So
And that's what I do enjoy about searching through SoundCloud, because it's like a never-ending circle. It's like YouTube, but better, because you might go on someone's SoundCloud and then you go to their liked tracks, and then you have whole new artists that you're exposed to. Now, I would like to shout out Chance the Rapper for saving SoundCloud, because that was definitely a boss move. Now, how do you distinguish yourself as a rapper overall? Not just as a person who's on SoundCloud, but just overall as an artist.
I feel like you can definitely hear the influences of certain different genres and certain artists in my music, but I feel like I'm releasing more personal, I like how this sounds type of music, that it creates sort of its own wave. Like, I feel nowadays you hear what's popping on Billboard and you're going to try and make a song that sounds just like that.
Yeah.
But not enough times. I guarantee every single artist in the game goes to the studio and they play around. They make a whole bunch of tracks that they will probably never release. Now, why don't y'all take those tracks that you had so much fun on and actually put in the work to actually just make it into a full track? Because you never know who will like it, because you think the world likes a certain thing. The world doesn't like no specific genre. The world likes people being themselves. So just, I feel like that's what I'm doing, is I'm being myself in my music. I'm carrying myself in my music the way I carry myself on the street or anywhere else. It's my music is me. So
So do you feel like it's the fear to be fully free that kind of is holding back the creative side of some artists?
definitely breaking the chains of oppression, like slam poetry. But definitely it's like hip hop is definitely chained up, just like everything in this world. Like, you can't be a certain color, you can't be a certain sexuality, a certain gender, a certain person in this world without getting judged. We live in a very judgmental, malevolent world. So if you're able to be yourself, that's basically saying you're going against society. Being yourself is you being different, you being not being yourself is you being like not fit for society, you being not understood, you being crazy. They're calling people crazy left and right, being in the sunken place, like all this talk. It's literally people giving in, because they're like, if I'm a certain way, I could get what I want. If I'm myself, it's going to be harder. So many people want to take the easy road. But let me tell you, you take the easy road, you stopping halfway. You're not getting fully everything you want. Like, you stopping halfway. So take the long road. It may be difficult, but take it, be yourself. You're going to be happy. Happiness is what we all aiming for. So
you hear that, kids? Just be yourself. I do agree with that message. Everyone should be authentic to who they are and who they want to be. Now, you do have a good mix of old and new school in your music. Your EP is like straight up. It's like halfway through, it gets more new school. But like the first few songs, I'm like, okay, I like that. Now, you can hear that you also have Southern influences in your music. In your song, Class and Cadillac specifically, I heard a lot of chopping and gruff rapping, and that's very prominent amongst artists like Master P and Cujo from Goody Mob. Like, they was known to have that kind of rough, gruff voice, mixed on top of that choppy screw music. And I love screw music. Shout out DJ Screw.
Facts.
So I do feel like that you have a good way to blend, and then you have your songs Moves and Mozzie, which is like a Migos feel. So like, where did you learn how to blend that and make it something totally new and modern?
So the vibes come with the people.
Okay.
When I work with people, I never send them my track or have them send me a track. I want to hop in the studio with you. Like, I'm in LA right now, you in New York, bet I'll go to New York, you come to LA. We can make something work, but we go into the studio and we gonna pick the beat right there. We gonna write right there. We gonna freestyle right there. We gonna create it like spontaneously.
Right.
So definitely you hear like all those choppy, more aggressive songs like Cadillac. Shout out my boy Nolo. Like, it's because it's the vibe he brings and the vibe I bring when we together. We both grew up on listening to people like 50, DMX, like all these like rough, like this more gangster feel, you know what I'm saying? So it brings that energy. And you got Moves and Mozzie, T Wayne, Moves, my boy Nolo, shout out Baby God, is more of that R&B type, like more melodic feel, but yet we could get lit at the same time because similarities. You got an apartment in New York and you got a condo in LA. An apartment in New York is gonna give you a whole different feel of the music and the people compared to a condo in LA. You bring it together, then you get my sound because it's a mix of the two.
Right. And I mean, that's what music is. It's blending and remixing and changing things to make it totally new. Now, in other songs, like you said, you draw inspiration from the people you are working with. Like in songs like Run That and Push Forward, you are very open about your life and experiences that you've been through. Much like DMX and Ja Rule, they was very known to always delve to that. Now, what were the certain struggles you faced and how did it lead you to your music and lyricism?
So growing up, like, I grew up in Hell's Kitchen. I was born in Washington Heights. Grew up in Hell's Kitchen, and the vibe there is, Hell's Kitchen is my home. Like, shout out everyone in Hell's Kitchen, whether there's, like, any miscommunication, like, any of that, I got love for everyone there. The vibe comes off sort of societal. It comes off like everyone there got two mindsets. It's either I make it by playing ball or rapping, or I'm selling. Like, that's how majority of New York is, straight. So not enough people tell you to believe in yourselves in school or at your home, especially in New York. Not too many people tell you because you're a kid, you tell your parents, I want to be an actor. I want to be a rapper. I want to be this. I want to be that. They're like, yeah, go for it. That's cute. I'll pay for classes. You get to 16, 18, you're saying, I still want to be a rapper. I still want to be an actor. People get offended. They're like, come on, get a real job. Plan B. Go to college. Go do something. Go to college. Nobody's going to college. That's a different route. It's not a different route. A different route is actually chasing your dreams. So being in that environment is almost suffocating for when you chase your dreams, because there's so many people who want to believe in you, but they don't believe in themselves, that it just stops people. It just stops the support. It just stops the belief. It just stops, like, you actually doing something and having fun in life. So that's definitely a huge thing, especially when you got like so many, you got so many people, you got so many people that have so much talent, have so much potential, but aren't going for it. And you're like, I'm trying to build you up, but I gotta keep building myself up, or I'm just helping you build your dream. Why can't we all just bring the dreams together? Why can't we all work together? So then, because of those things, you face issues. Issues come about. Your living circumstances, your relationships with others, the energy you begin to carry becomes more negative and more dark, and you begin to lose yourself. You begin to think, this is all I know. This is what's putting money in my pockets. This is what's helping those around me. This is all I know. forgetting that you could spit a clean 16 and like no other. So it's a matter of always channeling and manifesting all your energy and all your dreams in yourself and those who want to be around you, not those who ask if they can be around you.
Right. And I mean, I respect that fully. You guys stay focused, and you express that a lot in what you rap about. Now, how do you use your music and platform to inspire others? Because I can see that you like to share your story and connect with people.
Definitely. Like, I know. So the thing is, I'm from New York. The difference between New York and LA is all about entertainment. I want to make the money. I want to do this. New York is about the actual culture. You go there, you feel the culture, you see the culture, you hear the culture. You eat the culture. Way better food out there too. I love LA though. I love LA. I love LA. No. So it's like I definitely want to inspire people to actually go for what they want and believe in themselves because I worked 9 to 5 in my life. I worked a lot of manual labor jobs, overnight jobs, like just like real big. Since a young kid, they were like, "Who's the skinny little kid moving all this?" Like he working for his money. Then I worked 9 to 5 in my life for like a month or two, and then I saved up money, and that was when I put it into my music. I was just like, honestly, I saved up some money. I'm leaving. I ain't working another 9 to 5 because that's 8 hours of my day I'm unhappy.
Right.
So I want to inspire people to express what they want to do and how they want to treat others and how they're going to benefit to the world, how they're going to contribute to making this world a better place.
So that was Cadillac by Yan featuring Nolo. Dope track. Now it has come time for my Freestyle Friday.
Oh.
Yes. I like to have artists freestyle so that you can really get a vibe for, their flow and their style. Now you're going to be rapping over Jay-Z's O.J. Simpson.
I bet.
Like every week, I let my guests choose or give me the honors of choosing. And that's what he wanted to do, so let's get it.
Word. Hey. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah. HK to LA. Yeah. Ain't it amusing how the music consumes us and then we lose it? Niggas taking lives off of brothers talking foolish. Brothers in arms so a brother start acting stupid. And he can't get a word out of me till I gotta prove it. The dreams of a young black man couldn't even prosper cause he only has mother to do the jobs of a father. In my heart, been crying out for years. Too bad a nigga ain't supposed to be crying out. No tears, instead of facing all your fears, you decided to quit. Always told them brothers in school you don't owe them this, cause brothers ain't believing you. Brothers was deceiving you. Brothers couldn't teach what they preach, so they was feeding you bullshit. Am I supposed to play ball or be a rapper? That's my only two. The other two is dead or in jail where I could only shoot. That's the only proof a brother got growing as a kid. Ain't no one ever told you you could have ever made it big. No hope was being taught in this school or in this crib, yeah. Follow your dreams, you going real tall, you doing it mean. Brothers believing in me, I'm following the dreams, going moving green up in the street. I go from that making the O's to a P's. I go from that now I'm chasing my dreams. I'm doing what I really love to do, doing what I
That was dope. That was real smooth. So thank you so much for coming today. It was lit having you here. The freestyle was nice. And before you go, I always like to play a little fun game.
Word.
So I want to ask you 5 fingers of truth. My take on 5 fingers of death. If you are familiar with Funkmaster Flex, 5 fingers of death freestyle. Anyway, so let's get it. Name 3 rappers that you think you can win in a rap off.
Okay. Definitely anybody. Nah. But I wanna go against Rocky. I wanna go against Rocky because okay. I know how he be punching. I know how I hear his vibe. I wanna go against Rocky. All respect though. Trippy could spit.
Okay.
Trippy could spit. And I want a URL. I want a URL cat too. I want URL cat. Tay-Rock.
Okay, those are pretty strong MCs. All right, I would definitely be down to see that. All right, now Balenciaga or Versace?
Versace.
Okay. Favorite hip hop verse?
Hip hop verse. Kanye West. Gorgeous.
Got it. Best advice you ever received from another artist?
Best advice. Best advice. Lin-Manuel Miranda, writer of Hamilton, actually.
Okay.
Big. Don't listen to anybody but yourself.
Good one. Best New York borough?
Manhattan. Easy.
All right. Well, thank you for playing Five Fingers of Truth. I'm going to get out of here with Run That. It was great having you. Y'all have a happy weekend. And you have been tuned into the Chocolate Diva Talk Show with me, Angelica Cheyenne, a.k.a. the Chocolate Diva.
Word.
We interrupt this program to bring you...
These niggas talking mad shit, I seen them pop out. Waited by the dumpster near the school, I caught the dropout. Niggas holding me cause I took the Glock out. Safety on, put the amp up, I begin to rock out. They hit my mans with the next shot, his face numb. Now he use gang signs to say something, don't play dumb. Blood circulate like smoothies in the hot spot. Gas up on 11th floor, we use the hot box. I got 50 stacks of 100 bands.